What's up, fellow classers? It's Apollyon here, and here is a new instructional how-to video. I already showed the strategy on my previous video, just kind of an overview, just showing you attacks. Now we're going to get into how it works. So this is the how-to HeGiHoBo, or HeGiHoBo, however you want to pronounce it, which is healers, giants, hog riders, and bowlers, and then you can throw a couple other things in there like wizards for funneling, baby dragons, minions for funneling, but that's the main crux of the attack. Healers, giants, hog riders, and bowlers. So now, what are you looking for when you're going to go ahead and use this attack? I'll be honest, this attack is good for just about any base. It's not the best for highly compartmentalized bases where, you know, there's tons of compartments and it can easily be hogged because there's no spaces for any giant bombs or anything like that. So you know what I mean. But I mean, if you run across that base, you just mass hog it and get done with it, and that's it. But any other base, even if it has a lot of compartments, open compartments, whatever, it's not as strong with very few compartments in wide open spaces. It can still be done. We've done it, but it works better on bases that are mid, like anti-3 bases, anti-2 bases, anything like that. The first step is think of going back to your time in Town Hall 7 and probably a little bit in Town Hall 8 with the dragons. Funneling is the key here. Even if you're looking at the most recent ones we just had, or most recent attack strategies like the HeGiHoBo, same thing, funneling. That's what really makes this attack extremely effective. The cool thing about HGHB is that even if you make a mistake, it's pretty easy to recover. It has a lot of leeway and a lot of forgiveness with the attack. I have messed up a lot on friendly challenges and still got the 3, even though it didn't go the way I wanted to. But that being said, you want to ensure the best chance that you're going to get a 3-star. A lot of people are saying that this is completely OP and you just drop the troops, you get your 3. That is not the case, unless I am just horrible and a lot of other people are horrible. I don't know, but I failed my last 4 attacks in war on this. Not bad attacks, I mean, but I haven't got 3 stars. I got a 98, I got like an 88, and then I forget what the rest were. I messed up on initially when I was funneling. So it is not a guaranteed 3. What you can do, though, is it gives you the ability to 3-star max Town Hall 9s, even with 10-10 heroes, which I've shown on my video previously. So that is a big difference, whereas it's not as easy with other attacks. This is much more forgiving. Now you should have, you know, try to have as much max troops as you can. Where I showed the other on my video, I did show a 10-10 with level 5 giants. So, and it might have been level 3 healers, but you really want to try to max out those troops that you're using here. So anyway, so first thing is funneling. Look for bases that can be funneled on entrance without a huge investment, and we'll get into that in just a little bit, but means you don't have to exert too many extra troops to make that funnel possible. So if you see a base where it's just very hard to get funneling in there, maybe not the base for you. After you've done that funneling, which we'll go into a few examples after this, so you'll get a chance to see, then you drop your giants. Quantities we'll get into in just a little bit. It really ranges depending on what you're comfortable with, but you drop your giants in there, and then you drop your healers right behind them to start healing. Drop the royals right after that, or as you know, as they start banging on the wall. And you know, I usually like to drop my king in there first, just so he can start banging on the wall as well, and then the queen after, because you don't want to clean too much inside the compartment. And then drop your clan castle bowlers once that wall is open or just about open, and then you got your hogs for the back end, surgical hogs, which we'll get into as well. Hogs can be used to either take out compartments that your kill squad can't get to, or can be used to go ahead and take off or snipe a couple of defenses that your giants might be trying to punch through a wall to get to, and you don't want them. It's to kind of reroute your kill squad by doing that. So anyway, let's go ahead into some examples, and we'll talk our way through it. We'll bust out the pen, and we will go through this and look at about 3 attacks. Alright, for our first example, we're going to look at a Max Town Hall 9 versus a Max Town Hall 9. Honestly, no matter how heavy the defenses or walls are, the strategy is going to be basically the exact same, but we want to show a max hitting a max here. And the quantities are really up to you. You got to play with it and get comfortable with it as far as the number of giants, number of hogs, and, well, the bullets are always going to stay the same. The number of wizards, and whether you bring one baby dragon, no baby dragon, a lot of minions. It all depends on the base and what you can funnel and get the most value out of. So Duke likes to bring between 8 and 10 giants. It works for him. I've seen him do many friendly challenges and 3-star the bases, so that's great for me. I like to have between 10 and 12 giants and a little bit more hogs. He cuts out some of his funneling troops and really just streamlines it so he can bring 16 hogs, which is great. He uses baby dragons in order to funnel, which I think is fantastic. I do the same thing. Now he's going to bring his kill squad, starting with the giants, coming in this way right here. They're going to break through the wall, and they're going to start making their way into here, and he's going to place a jump. So if you look at the base right now, there's a whole bunch of trash buildings right here that are going to stop, that need to be funneled, that are going to stop his kill squad from going into that base and possibly wandering off and just doing a queen king walk, which I've seen a million times. Even the bowlers will walk. Everything will walk, and they will just almost ruin your raid right there. So that's something that we don't want to see. We want to go ahead and start. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they start funneling on these buildings and try to make their way out and go that way. That's just, and just my opinion, that is not the proper way to funnel. What you want to do is you want to start at least in the middle somewhere, or maybe even towards the end, and start funneling inwards and maybe a little bit out this way. But you know, start in the middle here and funnel out like this, and maybe towards the middle, and that way, even if the queen starts getting hung up on a couple of these trash buildings, she's not going to continue to walk, because these buildings right here will be gone and she won't walk to them, and these buildings right here will be gone and she'll end up coming back towards the core again, as well as the bowler. So very, very important. We looked at our number 1 was funneling. That is incredibly important. It is the key to the entry of this base and really mostly the success of it. So let's take a look at this attack. He is going to go ahead and send his baby dragons up in the top at around 11 o'clock or 11:30, and then also at around 9 o'clock or something like that. So he's getting rid of some of these trash buildings, and he sends his giants in, and as long as there's no mortars or anything like that on the outside, or cannons on the outside, he's going to get that easy path right into that archer tower, start banging on the wall into here, starts the queen to clean up. And look, he's dropped his queen first, which is fine. I usually like to drop the king in first, but he needs to take out this building right here, and once this building is taken out, which all these 3 wizards are going to do, this queen has nowhere else to go but into this area right here, as well as the king and as well as the bowler. This is also problematic right here, because you don't want the queen or bowlers to start walking to this side, so they have to be taken out as well. So let's go ahead and continue to look. He'll drop the king in here just a second. There's those wizards that are doing their thing. They'll take that out, and boom, there we go. And the giants are just about ready to break free, or I'm sorry, break in. And you notice the health on the wall here. So the wall is almost done. The giants start to walk a little bit because there is no more archer tower. The queen has already killed that, and they're going to start walking down to that cannon for some reason. It's just a horrible, horrible AI. But you know, it's just about timing right here. So now he'll drop the king in here. It will start to reroute back into that air defense, and then the bowlers, and they really have nowhere else to go but inside this core. Now here's the thing: he brings 1 heal, 1 rage. I'm sorry, two rages, 1 heal, and 1 jump. I like to bring 2 rages and 2 heals. We're also going to show somebody, I think, that brings 3 rages and 1 heal. It really depends what you're expecting to get out of. Now, the rage here is obviously for the kill squad, but what I see a lot of people do, and Duke has done it here, is you've got to include those healers into that rage. They will start to move forward as they progress into the base, and the healers will catch that rage. But the reason why you don't have to use a heal for your kill squad is because those 4 healers are going to get raged up and do 2 times the amount of healing. So it's almost like having 8 healers on that group of that kill squad. So make sure you get those healers that benefit of the rage spell. That is why they will be kept alive and why they can make it so far in the base. So that's one thing I see a lot of people doing wrong. They drop that rage way into the core and expect their kill squad to, keep standing in that rage, and the healers never get the benefit. Therefore, their kill squad usually dies out a lot quicker. So just keep that in mind. And he's going to drop the jump in there. Another reason to make sure you get that queen into that core where the rest of the kill squad is, because look at your kill squad. You have nothing that's taking air at this point. It's all bowlers, giants, and king, and there's only your queen that can do it. Now, you can throw a wizard or 2 in there if you have them to spare, but he doesn't. So his queen has got to take this baby dragon along with the poison. And that's a big deal if there's loons, dragon, baby dragons. So if you notice, look at all the healers finally getting to the rage, and look at how quickly they're healing up. They take that king out super fast under rage, and the bowlers are doing their thing. Bowlers in the clan castle that is the key to this attack as well, because they are going to be able to do range attack and just go ahead and do a swinging, swooping amount of damage. So they take the jump in here. He's got 1 more. He raged up again, and he's got 1 more heal that he can use for anything he wants to. He will go ahead and end up back-ending the Tesla farm up top there, but he's still got all of his healers up there. His queen's walking in there. The king has used the ability. The queen still has not. So at this point, you've got to just take a look at the base. Make sure you see what's going on. He's got a bunch of hogs, like 7 or 8. He uses that last and final heal to push through this Tesla farm. There is no double giant bomb there. There is no giant bombs at all. So they've just got to make their way through towards these last couple of defenses, 4 defenses, but only 2 of them are point defenses, and they are targeting that giant already, so it's not a big deal whatsoever. So this base is completely crushed. Sends the wizard. Sometimes you'd like to have 1 or 2 extra wizards for the cleanup. He has it going on that 8 o'clock storage, walking down, and then the only problem we have is at the 1 o'clock area where that king has beaten the town hall, but can't get through the wall. So we'll go ahead and fast forward this. So he does have hogs to clean up, and that's really what's important. The queen finally uses her ability, does have a bowler or 2, and we've got the 3-star. So the last thing you want on any of these attacks is to see your queen walk by itself with the healers, or the king walk by itself with the healers, or even the bowlers walk by themselves with the healers. That takes away the complete the purpose of this attack and strategy, and without that, it's going to be very difficult to get the 3-star. Okay, let's look at just a couple more, and then we will call it a day. Well, let's check out this one. So for this attack, same thing, but we've changed the composition a little bit as far as spells. This one we've brought 3 rages and 1 heal, and I'm not sure that any of this heal is even made for the hogs. I think he uses it for the kill squad. Make sure you don't heal your kill squad if they have healers on them. That's double healing. It's a waste, and it's not what you want. But a lot of this is on the fly depending on which way they go. So he's going to come in with his kill squad right here at the 6 o'clock, which means he needs to funnel all of these buildings right here and all of these buildings right here, even maybe that one up there, to make sure there's a clean path and for all of the kill squad to go ahead right into this area. Alright, so changed up the number of units that he brought. 10 giants this time, 14 hogs, no baby dragons, I think maybe, no, less wizards, one wizard less, but he has minions. He's got 4 minions, and he brought a wall breaker. Now, I've tried to use wall breakers. I don't see the value of them that much, but again, it's whatever you're comfortable with. It will help them get into base a little bit quicker. just make sure that you get the funneling. That's the reason why I didn't bring the wall breakers, is because it took my giants enough time to break through the wall to where I needed to get that funneling done. Now you can drop those giants down immediately if you want to, and then start the funneling while the giants are tanking the defense, but just make sure that nothing else is dropped behind those giants and healers until that funneling is done. So let's take a look at this particular attack. So there is one minion that goes down due to an air bomb. So that's and there's another minion that goes down to an air bomb. So that's what happens, but he's prepared. A very nice wide funnel, and look how much there's nothing there hitting these minions. They'll drop a wizard in there to keep it going. Again, you don't have to clean those buildings real close to that kill squad, as long as the buildings away from it are all done, which he's doing right here. It's great. It drops the healers in there, and then he can go ahead and drop the wall breaker, which does nothing. I think it was dead to a bomb. And then you've got the kill squad of the royals and the bowlers in there. Everything's going right into that main compartment now. He doesn't have a jump, so he's going to go ahead and rage and push them through these walls. Loses a couple to spring traps, but it's not really a big deal. That's why I like to bring 11 or 12. Again, there's nothing to hit the dragon except for the queen, so you need that queen in there to take care of those air clan castles. Now we've got a split here, and we're not going to worry about those bowlers and the giants there. He's going to send a couple of hogs in while those defenses are tanking the bowler and the giant, but the main group of kill squad is still there. Plenty of giants, plenty of bowlers, and the royals are both up with their ability. So it's going very, very well. Uses that second rage, finally catches that healer just in there, which is a huge difference. A couple giants decide to split off the main group, but that's okay. While some of these defenses are being tanked by the kill squad, he can send his hogs in there, and that's going to work out very, very well. And then I think he used his heal for the kill squad as well. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it did get him a 3-star, and that's all that really matters. Send some hogs on the back end there also, and he just has one more defense, and now it's tons and tons of cleanup. So that's what we're dealing with right here. They're going to have to punch through walls. That's why you have wizards left over for the bottom there, and the bottom right and the bottom left. So that's a big, huge deal of the cleanup. He does have hogs, which is great. Hogs are the best cleanup unit, so this is going to be another 3-star, and it just works out perfectly. Now, and both of these, when I make my attacks, and I usually have an idea of where I want my kill squad to go, but if you see them banging on a wall for a certain defense and you can get it with 1 or 2 hogs, send those 1 or 2 hogs in there. It's kind of on the fly. You need to improvise occasionally on when to deploy your troops. Don't get so set that I'm going to deploy my hogs right in this spot and I'm going to heal right in this spot, because depending on which way they turn, it is kind of like HeGiHoBo. They are a little fickle. They do make decisions, so the AI, where the giants go, where the bowlers go. So always keep that in mind. And the final thing I'm going to say, I'm going to show one more, and I didn't mention it already, is patience, is to wait to deploy those hogs. Don't deploy all your hogs all at once. Go ahead and surgically deploy them where they need to, and if you see your kill squad making it through towards the end of the base, don't deploy your hogs on the back end until the kill squad starts tanking for them. It's a big deal. So let's look at one more, and then we'll wrap it up. Alright, we're going to look at our last one, and this is the base that I fresh hit. I got a 98%. I wasted 2 or 3 hogs in the very beginning where I did not need to. They were just completely thrown away, and I just ran out of time. I think I had 2 buildings left, and my kill squad was hitting both of those buildings at the last second when the time ran out. So we're going to show the exact same attack with where it was 3-starred by our number 19, and it was duplicated exactly what I had. He just made a little bit tiny changes and didn't waste those 3 hogs, and we're going to go ahead and see him get the 3-star here. Now, I went against the 30-30 heroes that Gladiator has, and I think our number 19 has 30-30, but I do not. I only had 19-15, and I got a 98%, just to show you that the heroes don't make a huge difference. They help a lot, and they definitely will make it that much easier, but it does not mean that you cannot 3-star this base with lower heroes. So we'll go ahead and look at him come in at the noon or 12 o'clock position, and he uses the baby dragons right here to start that funneling. Again, starting on the edge of the funneling, working their way in, making sure that those kill squad has nowhere else to go but where you want it to. Drops the giants in there, will drop the healers right behind there, start banging on the wall, and now it's time to go ahead and send in those bowlers and the queen and the king. Again, it really doesn't matter as long as you have that funnel done. You really want to send your kill squad in first, not your clan castle, just because you don't want these area of effect or range things taking out too many buildings where they will walk. So he goes ahead and throws a rage down there, and the giants start splitting a little bit, but the clan castle is coming out. He's got that queen in there to take care of that. They bust through the wall. Everything will reroute into that other compartment. The heal is going, or the healers are going, and they take out the clan castle very, very quickly. The queen decides to walk a little bit, and he uses a heal to heal up these bowlers. You know, again, they'll get the giants will get the benefit of that when they walk in there. Otherwise, not really necessarily a great heal. But it's very flexible with this attack. You can really work. He still has another heal to deal with, so he's sending in these hogs to take out these defenses where the walls are not open. And the queen is doing her thing up top. She is tanking a Expo, which in just a little bit of time will take her down, but she still has her ability, which is great. Loses a bunch of hogs to spring traps, but they're still going through the base, and uses that last heal. The giants are tanking those last defenses while being healed by the healers, so these hogs are getting a free ride. They will be hit by a couple of these cannons, but I think there's like 4 or 5 of the hogs. They'll take care of that cannon super fast, and then make their way onto the Expo and the Tesla, which goes down by the bowler. So it's, again, just clean up right here. He's got I think 4 or 5 hogs. He's got giants walking through giant bombs, being healed right up to full again. And well, I mean, look at his royals. His royals are just about full health, and the healers will switch on to the queen right here, so she'll almost end up the raid with full health just about when it's done. So anyway, let's just go through it one more time. Funneling, most important thing. Get that kill squad in through that area that you want it to. Drop the giants, the healers, then I would suggest the king and the queen, and then the bowlers right after that. Make sure they all walk through that path that's created. Surgical hogs, just in case they start banging on a wall and they can't get through, and the defenses are picking them off one by one. Go ahead and send some hogs to get in there, and have patience. Take a look at what's going around you and send in the hogs and drop the spells where needed. Try not to heal an already healed kill squad that's being healed by healers, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And you know, the main thing also, practice. Our chat is being spammed by friendly challenges all the time. Never stops. Can't even read the chat because everybody's friendly challenging their bases and using this HGHB and practicing it. I usually can fresh hit bases at 3 out of 4 times, maybe 2 out of 4 times, depending on how much time I give myself to look at it, with just a cookie cutter composition. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and let me know what you're looking for. Let me know if you have any kind of questions. Maybe I missed something. What kind of bases? Like, do they work on dead space bases? You know, what other things you might have questions? Can you substitute this in for this? And how does it work? If you guys have had success, feel free to post it here as well. And you know, go ahead, again, practice it. Get those 6-star clan wars and practice those 3-star attacks.